Anyone like to come up for a story this morning? Anyone besides Fennon, who's already here? How is everybody this morning? Tired? You're not tired? I'm not tired. You got up at 7? Last night? You fell asleep at 8 o'clock. I thought you were still here at 8 o'clock. And we have Charlize here today. Oh my goodness, I remember when she was just this big. Well, I have a story for you this morning.
In the desert like always.
Well, in the desert like almost always, right? Yeah. Yeah, this tells us that we're in the dry land. We're in the land called the Holy Land, the land where Jesus was born and lived and taught people. There are a lot of deserts. So this is a particular one. And this is another story that happened, well, a long time ago, but it happened sometime after Jesus died. And it's a story about some of the followers after he wasn't with them anymore. And this story is about a woman named Tabitha. Her name was Tabitha. And this is her story. And Tabitha was a very kind and generous person, and she did a lot of things for other people. And she lived in a town called Joppa. Yeah, she lived in Joppa. And she was quite wealthy. So she had a beautiful big house there. Why do all the towns look the same? I don't know. I guess because I always use the same town. I name them different, that's right. And Tabitha spent a lot of her time. Every day, every week, she spent her time helping people. And so some days, she would spend all day, from early in the morning to late at night, making clothes. And she would make all different clothes, and then she would give them to anybody who needed them, anybody who needed anything at all. Other days, she spent from first thing in the morning till late at night making food, bread and fish and rice, and she would cook, and then she would give this to anybody who needed food, because she wanted to make sure that nobody went hungry. Well, this went on for weeks and months and years. She spent all of her time working and working and working and working, and finally one day she got very tired and she got very sick. One day she just stopped doing everything. And she stayed in bed. She just didn't feel like doing anything at all. She was so tired, she couldn't even remember why she did all the things that she did. And her friends She had lots of friends. They were really, really worried because this just wasn't like Tabitha. And it didn't matter what they said, they could not get her.
Missing a foot.
Yeah, oh well, it happens.
Broken spine.
It's probably in here somewhere. Anyway, all her friends, they tried everything. They could not. She wouldn't even talk. She just laid in bed, staring at the ceiling. And they wondered what they could do to make her feel better. And one of the friends said, "You know, I heard that one of Jesus' followers is in the next town. His name is Peter. And I heard that he can help people to feel better, just the way Jesus helped people to feel better." So they sent one of their friends off to the other town, and sure enough, Peter was there. And they told him what was happening, and he knew about Tabitha because he knew the kinds of things that she did for people. And so he didn't even hesitate. He came right away to this other town and came up to see Tabitha. She was still in bed, still not talking to anybody. And so Peter said to all the friends, he said, "I need some time alone with her. I need you to just go and do your own things for a while, and I'll stay with her." So they all left for a bit. Knowing friends, they probably didn't go very far. And then Peter looked at her, and she looked so sad, and she looked so tired, and he wasn't sure what to do. And so he just kind of leaned over her, and he started to pray, and just said, he just wished that she would feel better, that she would find a spirit in her that would make her well. And he finally said, thank you, God, for this great, great woman, for who she is. And then he got even closer, and he put his hand on her arm, and he said, "Tabitha, you are loved by so many, you couldn't even count them. There are so many people that love you. And if you can feel that love in your heart, get up." And in a moment, she opened her eyes and she sat up. And Peter reached out and he took her by the hand and he lifted her up. And for a moment, they just stood there, quiet, looking at each other. And then, all of a sudden, they burst into laughter. And they hugged each other. And Peter knew that Tabitha was going to be okay. And so he called in her friends. He said, "Friends, come and see what God has done." And all of her friends came in and they were amazed. She looked so good and she looked so happy. And everybody felt love that day. I wonder how Peter felt when he came in and he saw Tabitha looking so tired and sad. Do you think he felt sad? Yeah. I wonder how he felt when she opened her eyes and sat up.
How can this make it go over her and not me?
I don't know.
It's too small. I just put that tiny bit.
And I wonder how Tabitha felt when she realized that she was loved by so many. Warm?
Yeah.
Well, that's our story. We're going to sing a really cool song now that we've done before called Like a Rock. And I need you to help me because this song is about how God, how love, how the Spirit is in everything and everywhere all the time. And so let's sing together Like a Rock. And we're going to do the actions for it.